Hey guys, so this week we're going to be discussing childhood books, and I was sick and working all this past week, which is why you guys get me on a Sunday. But what better place to talk about childhood books than where I actually read these childhood books? So I'm at my grandmother's house right now, and this is where I lived for most of my childhood. The first few books I want to talk about are the Magic Treehouse books by Mary Pope Osborne. I was obsessed with this book. I even had like a little bookshelf that I got from the Scholastic Book Fair, and it had a bunch of the books, and the bookshelf looked like a treehouse. So that was kind of where my obsession with reading began. But I actually used to read when I was little, and my mom used to read to me all the time. My parents, my dad really likes reading, so I think I mainly got it from him. But this definitely sprung my love for reading when I started reading these books. Then I got into Because of Winn-Dixie, which I think that this was the first book that I was actually really fangirling over when the movie came out, because I was so excited for this movie. I used to love this book, and I love Anna Sophia Robb. Yeah, this was probably my first fangirl moment over a book to movie adaptation. And then I moved on to books like fantasy, The Two Princesses of Bel-Air by Gail Carson Levine, and Just Ella by Margaret Peterson Haddix. I also loved Ella Enchanted, but I don't have that with me. But I loved fantasy, and I don't know why I don't read more of it now, because I'm sure that I love it just as much. But as a kid, I used to love it so, so much. I also want to mention my love for everything scary. I used to buy those books where it's like scary stories in the dark and all those things. I loved being scared as a kid, and I'm pretty much of a scaredy cat right now, though. So I still, that's my guilty pleasure to read scary books, and I think that my love for that definitely started when I was young. I used to read anything that had to do with mysteries, ghosts. Everything that I checked out from the library was mysteries and scary books. And under scary books were Blackwater Swamp by Bill Wallace. I don't have it with me, but it was this creepy book about some lady that this kid thought was breaking into their houses, and she was like a witch. And I remember reading that with my 4th grade reading class, and I would try to read, I'd be so excited to go into that class just because she would read like a few chapters of the book every class, and I wanted to know what was happening next. So that definitely, I'm really thankful for that teacher, because she really pushed, enforced reading on us, and she made me want to go out and read other mystery books. Then also the A to Z mystery books, which were like The Absent Author, The Bald Bandit, The Canary Caper, The Deadly Dragon, The Empty Envelope. And these were all by Ron Roy, and they were basically just a group of kids trying to solve these mysteries. And with that, also the Bailey School Kids Adventures books, which were like Vampires Don't Wear Polka Dots, Werewolves Don't Go to Summer Camp, Santa Claus Doesn't Mop Floors. It'd be like these kids would run into all these adults that would have that they think were vampires, werewolves, and Santa Claus, and they'd have to try to solve the mystery of if they really were vampires or werewolves. And I really, really love those books. I remember checking out, I think I've read all of them from the library as a kid. And then the last books are also Holes by Louis Satcher. I loved that book. I remember I bought it at the Scholastic Book Fair also. Those were the best days when Scholastic Book Fair used to go to school. I used to live for those days. And then I want to mention the series of Unfortunate Events, which I definitely started as a kid. I think I might have finished it in high school, but I started them as a kid. And this is the first one, The Bad Beginning, The Reptile Room, and The Wide Window by Lemony Snicket. These books are my childhood. So yeah, those are the books that I most remember from my childhood, like my absolute favorites. I know I read a few more, but those are the books that really cemented my love for reading. So that's it for this week, guys. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, hopefully on my actual day, Wednesday. But yeah, if you guys have any books that you guys remember reading from your childhood that maybe I'm forgetting, leave them in the comments below and let me know. Oh, I also used to love reading fairy tales. I used to make my parents buy me all the fairy tale books that were available. That's basically it for this week. I hope you guys have a great few weeks, and I'll see you guys soon.